Do you ever notice that everyone wants to call Cancer the crybaby? But the moment Cancer has something to say, and if it's not wrapped up in like sugar powder and like donuts and stuff like that, that what we have to say potentially will disturb the darkness and illness in someone else. So why is it that everyone's quick to call Cancer the crybaby? Wanna know why? Because Cancer almost rather cry than have you cry. Because when you cry, it's a whole nother story. But when Cancer cries, Cancer's usually crying in order to not go ham. Aries, the square, the notable square to Cancer, both cardinal in action. So when the Cancer speaks, they're either completely undermined, ignored even, or taken aback by the audacity of Cancer. There's so much to express, and a lot of it has to do with getting down to the core root of the irritation. And sometimes that irritation can be so escapable, meaning the irritation will hide from you. Why is it that the irritation wants to hide from you? Because it does not want to be extracted. So there's a silent buzzing, but you're able to tap into the vibration, and the vibration is causing irritation. How do we correct that irritation, or how do we pinpoint it to the point of extraction? Because the intent is to extract the very thing that is causing so many minute disturbances, but at this point, it's just becoming a problem. I mean, you have the choice not to listen, you know? I got a really kind of challenging expression today. And the replay happens to go live. Why don't you share your work so that you can be recognized? Then that leads me to believe that all the energy and sorting work that Cancer did, that Cancer does, is truly, truly undermined and totally gone unnoticed. What does it mean if it was only you who was affected? What does that mean? Does that fall into a Piscean storyline where your illusions have become your reality? The external expression of what you consider to be at first troublesome and yet igniting. I was ignited yet troubled when it came to the point in time when I thought that I had so much to say, so much to give, but when it's time for me to deliver, it just seems like a box of mush. Show me or share what you have done, the work that you have done, so I can recognize you. Hmm. The work. I was gonna go down a path that I probably should would not be. I have to say that I am really enamored and attracted to healing with Ginger DeClue. I have not had any services with her yet, but I know from the core that healing with Ginger is the real core deal. I really, really, really love and admire what she is, what DeClue is doing, her healing work. I'm really, 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 really impressed and enamored with who and what she is, well, what all the things that she's presented thus far that will change our lives. That is life changing. I'm listening and I'm tapping in, understanding and learning. Learning through osmosis, absorbing and healing. All right. So, oh, what a beautiful bounty. Oh. Unsolicited advice. And so now there's a new thing where we totally disregard what someone said because we're taking it as unsolicited advice when the person was just simply expressing themselves, and you're taking it as like some type of direction. And so then you're now discarding it as unsolicited advice, which then renders your words like powerless in a way. But basically, no. Fuck you. I was not giving unsolicited advice. I was simply expressing the knowledge that I think I have in here, just me vocalizing my thought expression to you. Just like a recollection, sort of. So any attempts at, well, I was going to say disemboweling, more like disempowering or taking away the strengths of the words due to your disregard. Some people will simply disarm you or render you powerless simply by their disregard. How interesting. There's a couple of parasites in my environment that I'm aware of, and I've been waiting for the proper time and opportunity to remove them with one flick of the wrist. No added effort. I don't want it to get messy. One flick. One. So, but they say the more time you waste, or it's apparent that the more time that you waste, the more time that goes on, that parasite or tick engorges. It gets fatter and fatter and fatter with whatever it's feeding off, which is usually blood, life force energy. Money is life force energy. Sexuality is life force energy. Money is a representation or a vehicle of energetic exchange. So the parasites that are in my circle, and this is not, I'm not talking about humanistic, but not excluded either. They're ready to be dug out. And the thing is that although one may be, or it may be engorged, the end of its life is near. So who's the greater threat? Threats appear to us in all shapes and sizes. But how big and how tall you stand against the threat is what determines how you show your strength and rises. There we go. That was an odd one for me to put together, and that's exactly how it came out, and I just had to say it, but that's how it was worded in there like that, and so there it was. The Holy Spirit arrives on its own time. These parasites are just about on the edge of engorgement. Now I'm ready to flick them off. Then allowing me to truly heal at the barrier skin deep. By the way, this is not meant to replace, replicate, or do anything of the sorts of the beautiful remedies of healing with ginger tickly, which is why I should go there, and I'm working my way up to her. But this is more of my energetic understanding of what I'm going through in my life. And in my body, because it just shows itself in energetic decrease, if you would. Something's in misalignment. And I'm opening my eyes further and further to see what it is, calling it forth so I can disrupt it from its location. Fearing that is only going to allow it more space. But it's like understanding or knowing that you have a leech on you and it's feeding, and for some reason it's not getting full, but you're so afraid to touch it because it's slimy and it's gross and you don't want to come in contact with it. It's scaring you and you're disassociating from your arm. Don't disassociate. I'm learning to become aware of the arm again. Yes. And being brave enough to grab at the leech with my hands, with the force, with my fingernails underneath it, with my claws underneath it, and getting such a grip of it and ripping it off. One fucking pull and throwing it in the fire. Get the fuck off me. Automatically. Look, it's oozing. It's disgusting. Antiseptic washing over, healing and cleaning it. Witch hazel. Continue to pour, continue to pour, continue to pour, continue to pour. Allowing the debris and the gunk and the poison to fall out, to drift out. Continue to release. And here we face the die-off symptoms. And that can show itself in many different ways. Heart palpitations, change in breath, rapid heartbeat, heaving, diarrhea, sore throats.